In this video, we're going to have a look at the Bootstrapping teaching tool. So you access this by going into Teaching Tools and Bootstrapping. Now you can do this with any dataset. The dataset I've chosen to use is rugby, which has got a random sample of rugby players from New Zealand and South Africa. So numerical 1 down here we need to have as a numerical variable, so we could choose weight or height. I'm going to choose weight, and the category can either be the position that they play in or the country that they play for. In this particular data we'll choose the position. So what we can see here is we've got our original data graphed up the top here with all of our backs and our forwards. So what we want to do now is create a bootstrap sample. So the way bootstrapping works is it takes the number of points in the original sample and samples that many points for the bootstrap, but rather than just pulling them all out, which means we'd get exactly the same, is after taking each point out, it leaves it in the original sample so that point could then be chosen again. This means that sometimes you'll end up choosing the same point multiple times, and sometimes the points won't get chosen at all. Let's go through and do a bootstrap now. So we'll start off by going slowly. So what we can see is we're choosing points, and those points are then being brought down into our bootstrap sample. Now that's going to take a little while to go through, so rather than doing it slowly, I'm going to press the fast button and it's going to go through and it's going to sample the same number of points as we had from our original data into that bootstrap sample. Once we've got the bootstrap sample, it calculates the median for each group and finds the difference between these. It then plots them on this graph down the bottom. So the way the bootstrap works is rather than just doing one bootstrap sample, we're going to do 1,000 of them. So we're going to start by doing this slowly, and we can see that the bootstrap samples jiggle around a little bit. The more variation you've got in your original data, the more variation there's going to be in the bootstrap sample. And likewise, the bigger your original data, the more consistent your bootstrap sample medians are going to be. And the less data you've got in your original data, the more variation you're going to have in those medians. So we can see those differences starting to plot now. So we've done about 100 of them. Rather than going slowly, I'm going to come along and press this fast button, and it's going to come through and do the remaining 900 or so a bit faster. Once it's done the 1,000 bootstrap samples and plotted all of their differences, what it does is it highlights the middle 95%, or in this case, because we've done 1,000, the middle 950 bootstrap differences. It then says that the bottom of this is 16 and the top of that is 23. So that means we can be reasonably confident that the forward's median weight is going to be between 16 and 23 kilograms heavier than the back's median weight.